All right, it's time for last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Let's do it, man. Let's make some money tonight. Let's do it. Like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Live chat is available. By the way, something new. You want to be a content creator for OddsJam? You know what? Reach out to me or Mike at oddsjam.com, Bob at oddsjam.com. We'll talk about you doing TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, anything. And by the way, we also have those BetMGM and PointsBet sign-up bonuses below. An Underdog Fantasy and Thrive Fantasy deposit match is below too. I put a hockey video out today. Didn't put one out yesterday. Sorry, first day that I missed, but I was under the weather. But I'm okay today, and we got a hockey video out. Let's make it win. Let's get some wins tonight. We got Monday Night Football coming our way tonight. Big game between the Commanders and the Eagles. And obviously the Eagles are heavy favorites, Mike. And deservedly so. Is that the way you think the game's going tonight, or does Taylor Heineke pull one out?
Well, Bob, I mean, you look at Washington, they have been playing good as of late. Heineke had a solid game against Minnesota. They ended up losing that game, but what wasn't too bad. They had won 3 in a row before that. So, I mean, they've been playing pretty good as of late. For two division rivals, the spread does seem a little high. I get it. Philadelphia is legit. They're no doubt one of the best all-around teams in the NFL. I know their schedule has not been very difficult, but, you can only play who you play. I think the Commanders have a little revenge in mind maybe in this game after they got thumped a little bit in that first meeting. But it wasn't that was while Washington was playing extremely bad. And if I'm not mistaken, in that matchup, Bob, when the Eagles played the Commanders, wasn't Wentz still? Yeah, Wentz was still in. So I think the Commanders are going to be a little bit more competitive tonight than maybe what we think. But it certainly wouldn't be a shock if Philadelphia blew them out. But I think Washington's going to have to find a way to run the football pretty well in this game, Bob. Last week against Minnesota was a pretty good effort by Washington despite losing. That they ended up getting 137 on the ground. They need to have something similar to that. You got to keep Philadelphia on the sidelines. So you're going to have similar production out of your running backs with Washington that you had last week. We'll see.
What about an anytime touchdown scorer for this game, Mike? I'm going to take one here. I'm going to take AJ Brown.
I mean, you can't go wrong with AJ Brown, no doubt about it. I went to Devontae Smith in their last game. I think that didn't work out. I think we've got to go somewhere on the ground here, Bob, for Philadelphia. Let's take a look here and see what we've got value-wise right now, and I'll give you a play that I like for an anytime touchdown scorer.
Do you think it's Sanders?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull up the odds here because I want to make sure we get something with some pretty good value here.
I've got screen pulled up in anytime touchdown scorer right now.
All right, well, share your screen then, Bob.
Okay, I will do that. Let's do it now. Let's take a look at this. Here we go. Let's see. Commanders defense, Phillies defense. Antonio Gibson is plus 300 on FanDuel. Looks like those are the best odds. Let's see. McLaurin plus 250 on BetMGM.
I mean, what's the line on Miles Sanders?
Minus 105 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
And Hertz is plus 125.
Okay. Man. I mean, Miles Sanders at that value, it just doesn't seem like, I mean, it seems like the obvious pick. I guess it could be worse, but I feel like there was probably an opportunity to maybe find that at better value a little earlier.
Yeah. AJ
So,
Brown's plus 135.
yeah, and I think that's still one that I would definitely look at. But to go somewhere else, Bob, I think we'll take a look at Goddard for a touchdown. You know, he had a decent game, you know, against Houston. I think that there's a potential for him to get back to back there, Bob.
Plus 230 on
Okay.
FanDuel.
Okay.
It's not a bad play. Folks, this is screen. And as you can see, is this not great for having all of the player props and everything in there? Mike, it is $79.99 a month, and you can get a yearly plan. It can help you big time with your sports betting right here, screen. You click on that. There's your league there. Here's your drop down for all of your markets, including player props. If you don't want player props, it is $49.99 a month, and you get the money line and the point spread and the total points and you know the basic stuff. No player props.
Bob, I think we got to go with a Washington player here because you got to think, you know, looking back at that game against Houston, Houston was able to gash the Eagles on the ground. You know, in the run game, the Eagles, one thing they've not done really great, that's stopping the run. And we talked about, you know, Washington having some success with a number of different guys they're using against Minnesota in their last matchup. I think we should maybe take a look at Brian Robinson.
Oh, okay. That name I wasn't prepared for. And do we see him anywhere? I don't even see him. There he is, plus 260.
Yeah. I mean, that one is that's crazy value, but you got to think, you know, if Washington can get the ball, you know, inside the 5-yard line, big, strong guy like him, I like his chances of seeing the ball and getting an opportunity to get in the end zone because, you know, that's where Washington's going to be able to hang in this game is if they're able to run the football effectively. So I think I would be willing to look at Robinson in that spot.
Okay, so that's your pick, Robinson. We also got Gibson if you're talking about running. He's at plus 300.
Yeah, I would take Robinson over Gibson. It seems to me like they're more likely to utilize Robinson more than they do Gibson. Robinson has definitely shown a little bit of more upside.
Right. Okay. And then I just saw Taylor Heineke was
Thanks.
plus 850. So.
Yeah, I'm sure he is for a reason too. No thanks. No thanks.
All right, I'm going with AJ Brown. You can go with Brian Robinson. There you go.
Well, I'll go with Robinson for Washington, and then I like Goddard for Philly. Obviously, okay. AJ Brown, you can't go wrong there. But I'm going to hope that Goddard, you know, he's got over 500 yards receiving so far this year. It's not like he's not been somewhat of a factor for that offense. So trust in the tight end, Bob. There's always a mismatch. The tight end, man, go to the tight end when in doubt.
There you go. Your Chargers covered for me last night, plus 8.
Me as well. Yes.
Thank you there, Chargers.
That got a little dicey there at the end, though, giving San Francisco life there, having the ball, you know, 3-yard line and had San Fran pounded it in there. Good night, but they were the Chargers defense to somewhat of a surprise stepped up last night, really gave their team a chance to win that game. You couldn't ask more out of a defense than what they gave last night, despite the injuries and being banged up. They're just banged up even more on offense, arguably. And right now it's a team that's hanging on for dear life. It feels like even in games they win, it feels like they probably lost and should have lost, you know. They either win the game and lose another guy in the process, or if they win the game, they win the game because Atlanta fumbles the ball away, or Cleveland decides to become fall apart at the end. Chargers tried to give them that game. So, yeah, I mean, just a terrible team to watch right now.
Can we talk a little bit about the Buffalo Bills and their unraveling and how bad Josh Allen has been in the red zone? Some terrible plays in the red zone by him, and their running game seems to be Josh Allen. And he's hurt, He was a game time decision on top of it, Bills are in second place. Actually, in third place, Mike, behind the Jets in that division. Nobody saw that.
No, but I don't think we need to overreact to this too much, because if you think about it, the Bills have had a pretty tough schedule so far, and yet here they are at 6-3, which I know you could say, well, they should be 7-2. Well, whatever. They're not. They're 6-3, and their schedule, in my opinion, is going to get a little easier. They've got Cleveland and Detroit back to back. I don't think there's any doubt that they're going to bounce back there. We're going to get to see them in Detroit on Thanksgiving. So I think those are 2 wins right there. Now you're back to 8-3. Then you've got New England and the Jets and the Dolphins, 3 divisional games in a row. Definitely all games that I don't think Buffalo should be scared of. You want to get some revenge on the Jets from your last loss, so I think they'll be amped up and ready for that game. And then you've got, New England and Miami. You haven't played New England yet, but you lost to Miami as well, so you got some revenge in mind there. So I'm not panicking yet for the Bills.
Question here real quick. Justin Fields. He's really something else running the football right now, Mike. The guy is a lethal weapon, and I know that the Bears are not winning, but they sure are making games a heck of a lot more exciting. And this kid has got some real skills, man.
Yeah, there's no 2 ways about it. The guy is a pure talent when it comes to running of the football. We'll see where that ends up getting him, Bob. There's been a lot of guys who have had that ability over the years that it didn't go so well for. At some point, you got to be able to throw the football. So we'll see.
Right. 147 yards and 2 TDs yesterday with a 67-yard run from the quarterback position. You don't see that very often. He is a very exciting player. Wish he could throw the football better myself, believe me. Stephen Batts said, Bills just need to get the extra point and they'll be fine. That's true. They're having some issues from a kicking standpoint also. Ready to look at some positive EV plays? You got some stuff set up for us?
Yeah, we can go ahead and jump into a couple of plays out here, see what we like that we might be able to hit. I've got some plays that I've added in the bet tracker. I'll get to those for the time being. We'll jump on the page itself. I do have my recommended filters turned on. Take a look. Obviously, a lot of college basketball plays on here. Definitely not really interested in that first one. Steph under 5.5 player rebounds. Let's take a look at this play. Plus 115. Looks like average odds are minus 109 across the board. Ironically, Pinnacle actually favors this play to hit. So other books, nowhere else is favoring this to hit except Pinnacle. So that makes me kind of wonder, okay, maybe we got, Pinnacle is a sports book, so maybe we're not as confident on this play, but still worth taking, I think, being a sharp book like Pinnacle. Maybe it's a misprice there. Who knows? Every other book favors this side heavily to hit. But that the value is pretty good. And I think Steph Curry can stick to shooting, not rebounding. But I'm not going to put a full unit on it. I'm going to put about a half a unit on it, about 35 for a half for me. So we'll add that one. I think the value's worth still taking a look at.
Okay.
Where did the play go? Anunoby over 2.5 player assist plus 105. Yeah, this one looks pretty good too. Plus 105, and it looks like a couple of books even favor that. One book at least favors that side to hit. Average odds are minus 113. I think that's worth a half a unit on as well. Let's take a look at Franz Wagner over 30.5 PRA. Not bad value on it. Not bad. I'm going to stay away from that one. I don't like that one as much.
Is he a foreign player? Wagner, is he a foreign player?
No.
No. Okay. I thought maybe he was like a European player of some sort.
So there's what I got in the bet tracker. Right there are the bets. That's what I'm going to roll with tonight that you see there. Took Tatum over 4.5 assists. Looks like I'm getting beat on the closing line value on that play. I took Trae Young under 3.5 player rebounds. Isaiah Stewart over 10.5 player points. The Curry and Anunoby play.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
All
right. I'm going to present my screen because I want to explain something to a few people out here and how this positive EV works with the recommended filters. Look, folks, you can have a small bankroll and still play these recommended filters on a regular basis and hit them all blindly. Yes, I said blindly. And be profitable. Our most profitable sports bettors right now, Mike, are the guys that are making 50+ bets per day. But if you don't have the bankroll to handle all these $15, $20, and $10 bets, you can change your settings and change your percentage to the 0.1 or 0.2, which will invariably change your bet amount and your recommended bet amount. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's make sure we put today's date in there. Use these filters too, folks. So here we go. What was a $35 bet now becomes $15, and so on and so forth. We're playing these all down to $2 and $3 bets. You're not risking as much money. Obviously, if you've got a small bankroll, you don't want to be risking your bankroll every night because betting these filters is like betting sports, period. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. That's just the way it is. But I wanted to point that out, that is the way to go in betting the recommended filters. And it's great. Very quickly, let you know where I'm at because my one hockey game has already started with the Islanders and the Senators. I've got that at over 6. And Brady Tkachuk with over 3.5 player shots on goal. There were a couple of positive EV plays this morning under 5.5, which is actually may be the play that hits tonight. And Gabriel Velarde under 2.5 player shots on goal. I've got over 6 in the Flames and Kings, Blackhawks, Hurricanes game. And Mike, I took the Blues like I did the other night, plus 1.5. I think it's a good bet. It was fairly decent value. And that's what I'm rolling with. If Bennington's playing, he plays like he did in the third period the other night. Colorado's going to have a tough time. But it is the Avalanche, world champs. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's the first time these two teams are going to play each other. And, usually these two teams play each other pretty tight. So I definitely think this is a 1-goal type of game. Just hope there's not an empty netter late or anything. But,
Right.
I think that this game realistically is probably about a 1-goal game. I think the Blues are playing a little bit better. Can't trust them fully, which is why I wouldn't touch the money line. But to keep this game close, big win against Vegas, one of the hottest teams in the NHL. Definitely think they're going to bounce back a little bit. While the Blues are definitely struggling and don't look like a playoff team, I do think they are still a playoff caliber team. So, yeah, I would roll with that.
Yeah, if you take a look at the standings in the NHL, folks, right now, well, you got Winnipeg and Dallas sitting atop the Central Division. The Winnipeg Jets have been on fire lately. Mike, anything in the NBA catch you tonight as far as a matchup game? Hornets Magic?
Nothing. Nothing really catches my attention a whole lot tonight. Obviously you got the Hawks and the Bucks.
Yeah.
But you got Milwaukee, who's been banged up. I don't know. Is Giannis in tonight or not?
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find.
I know he was listed as probable, but I haven't seen if he is officially in or out tonight. Think if he's in, I think I like Milwaukee.
He's listed as probable.
So he probably does play,
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I would say he probably does. I think I'd be willing to back Milwaukee at home. They've been pretty solid.
Spread is -4.5. So, all right, yeah. That's what we got, folks. That's the last minute betting with the Sports Nuts, the Monday Night Football edition. I need the Islanders to win this game, Mike. And I'll tell you why. Go ahead.
Milwaukee 6-1 against the spread this year as a home favorite. So I think I like it.
There you go. See you guys later tomorrow night.